Welcome back everyone to Minecraft Feed the Beast. I've done quite a bit of work here, and it's partially thanks to this Silk Touch pick that I made quite a while ago, and I don't know why I didn't think to use it before. Using this, I'm able to get the smooth stone needed to make the bricks, and very easily what in the world am I saying? I'm recording at like 10:30, nearly 11 at night, so it's kind of dumb. Anyway, I put a little bit of aquamarine on the center of this pick here. I think that looks pretty good. So I want to make a new sword. And why don't we make it onyx? And I'm getting ready to upgrade my windmill here, so let's try not to mess with that. So we're going to need some chaos essence. I'll just take all of it for now. I'll take these enchantment tokens as well. And I do have some ornate sticks. That's good. Okay. So I believe it goes something like this. Yes. Supercharged gems. Onyx is tied with Heliodor for the highest attack damage. It has a pretty good mining speed too, but a low durability. But I really don't care that much about durability with swords, and you might notice a little bit of difference here. I have changed things around, well, really I've added things. Wow, I'm doing a terrible job. I've added sword and hoe customization, finally. So let's go ahead and decorate this guy a little bit. So probably going to need a little more onyx. I'm not sure how much. And how about some ruby and some Heliodor? And what else? I'm thinking. Yeah, we'll just try this for now. Okay, so with the swords, the left is the guard. The middle is the, well, that doesn't really shut off very well. The right is like the edge of the blade. And then the middle is the interior of the blade. So, how about a ruby on the bottom? And right there, and Heliodor there. Let's see, how does that look? Oh, and you can put wool on these as well. I don't think... Oh, I'll just leave it alone for now. Okay, so... put... No, not that. What? There we go. Okay, so how does this look? I think that looks pretty good. I like that. Yeah, I'd like it a little bit more if that's some kind of wool on the handle, maybe. A little bit less of the gold. But overall, that's pretty good. Okay, so what I want to do is put looting on this. And the looting enchantment token requires 2 emeralds each. So it's a bit expensive to get looting 3, but I actually have quite a few emeralds. And that's vanilla emeralds. And what else? Topaz. Topaz. And we can put away these other gems. And I only need 3 of the enchantment tokens. So let's get that recipe in. 3 looting tokens. Probably make another mending to put on this sword later. How's that look enchanted? It's not terrible. Don't really care for it all. The enchanted effect on this a whole lot. So now we have looting 3, and I almost feel like 6 emeralds was too cheap. But I'm not going to mess with the enchantment token recipes, I don't think. So let's kill some of these chickens. Only need a couple in here. Okay. And I did only leave a couple. Actually, there's quite a few that seem to be stuck in there. Or are they stuck? It's kind of hard to tell. I've got a bunch of eggs, so Oops, still managed to hit it. Yeah, I just knocked that one out. Okay, let's push these guys back in. There we go. Okay, this thing is not producing a lot. Oh, wow. 3 stacks of feathers? That's crazy. That's amazing. Alright, so let's put these away. Don't want to think about them. I've got some stray chickens here. So, a couple of other miscellaneous things we can do is, you see I've got this ME crafting system pretty much complete. I've got 3 crafting CPUs, 3 of the pattern providers, and the way you do this auto crafting system in ME, or Applied Energistics, is you make a frame out of these assembler containment walls. Then in the interior you put any combination of crafting CPUs and pattern providers. And for the walls here, you use the heat vents. So I just need to put in these last few heat vents. And let's check how much energy we're consuming. 10.6 EUs per tick. Oh, chicken. Why you gotta do that? Okay, and you can see the multi-block structure is complete when the textures become connected. We're up to 13.6 EUs per tick. That's... oh, wait. It's kind of bouncing around. Anywhere from 13 to 22. Okay, so now we can access all the pattern providers, GUIs from here. You can put patterns in. You make them in this ME pattern encoder. So I think I can do the shift-click the question mark in NEI. So let's see what we got here. So for example, say I want a pattern for the storage cell. Shift click. Okay, and I don't have any blank patterns yet. Hate to clear that, but it's not a big deal. Pattern. Spending a bit more time on this than I'd planned, but that's okay. Oh, I made 62. That is a lot more than I thought I would make. Whoops. Looks like I ran out of glass. How much? I was still got an okay amount of glowstone. Okay, well I won't run out of these anytime soon. Okay, so you click encode, it writes it, put it in here. Now I can come over to the ME system. I can just do it on the regular access terminal. And then I can tell it to craft these storage cells. And if you have a recipe that requires something that the system doesn't have in it, but you do have recipes for, it will go ahead and craft those as well. So you can use this to craft some really complicated stuff. So for example, if I wanted to craft a 64K storage drive, that would normally require quite a bit of crafting here. I could just click a couple buttons and it would make one for me if I had all the patterns. Okay, so we've got the ME crafting done. We've already made the new sword. Now we're going to get started with advanced genetics. And I've already gone through and made a list of all the things I need. So the first thing is a scraper. And I've actually got a room for all these machines already. Okay, and with the scraper, you just go walk up to a mob. Well, there's a chicken back here a moment ago. Guess I'll have to go to the pen. This thing is still working great. That's really nice to have. I don't have to go run back there and check the CESU all the time. Here you go. Right click. He gave me some skin cells from a chicken. So let's go run around and collect skin cells from a few different mobs. Let's get a sheep. Cow. I assume it won't work on these mobs. It looked like it did something. Probably didn't actually do anything to him. Okay, so got the scraper. Next we need the DNA analyzer. So how do we make that? I should have come up with a name for this sword before I put enchantments on it. How expensive is it going to be to rename 20 levels? Ouch. I'm terrible at names, but still want to give it one. Okay, so what am I? Insulator, analyzer. Okay, need a magnifier, which requires some more stone rods. Let's just get a few of these. Missing glass. Okay. That's a bit of a problem. Oh, I put an upgrade on this barrel that destroys all cobblestone that comes into it after it's full, but unfortunately the ME system just starts ignoring it as soon as it's full. So I've got cobblestone filling up those drives. I got turtles digging again. Okay, and just a bit of iron, so it's not bad. So what we need to do now is, I believe this thing requires power. So let's hook it up over here. Okay, and let's just put something in here. Guessing this bar is an energy buffer, maybe? Looks like it's gonna take a while. Oh, wow. That is using a lot of power. Wow. Yeah, we may not be quite ready for advanced genetics if that's how it's going to be. So we got some cells and some organic drops. So I am probably going to want to watch my power pretty carefully here. One reason I was digging is I wanted to get an MFE, so I need more diamonds. Probably need to go caving pretty soon. It's actually using quite a bit just on its own. I'm not doing anything here. What is using so much power? It's not this. Can't be this. And I've got this displaying EUs per second, not ticks. So let's break this cable. And what are we doing now? Still pulling a lot of power. Why are you pulling so much power? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and break this. So that thing's not creating power consumption. We're not ready for that yet. We're still drawing a lot of power. Where is it going? Okay, let's set this thing to update a little more often. Okay, sleep time. It's already updating every 5 seconds. Let's change it to 1 for now. And let's also change it to display EUs per tick instead of per second. So, okay, and so it's a variable change divided by sleep time divided by 20 ticks per second. Change that to EUs per tick. There we go. Okay, so currently it's using nothing. Or that is to say, it's using about the same amount that it's producing. But what is using that power? Oh, I'm wasting so much time here. Did we stop producing power or something? What the heck? What is... What? Apparently this thing is broken. Okay, so we gotta take the windmill back and replace it to fix the IC2 cable bug or whatever it is. Are you serious? Where did the rotor go? No way. No, I refuse. Why did I decide to go with IC2? I hate it so much right now. Okay, let me figure out what to do about this. Okay, I just went ahead and cheated in a new rotor. A way you can do that if you don't have cheats enabled in on world is just to open it to LAN with cheats enabled, which is what I did. And I had to go into creative to spawn it in, and I just realized I did my math way wrong for upgrading this windmill. I only did enough to make 3 extremely low voltage, not 3 low voltage, so wow, that's expensive. I have tons of iron ore, it's just such a pain to process it. Okay, I just edited out a bunch of what I just recorded. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what was wrong with my power setup, and it still seems kind of weird. I suddenly seem to have so much less power, even though I'm generating the same amount. And I put this generator here and loaded it up with a stack of coal to get this thing filled back up. And I think part of the problem was I had the metal former running and the macerator and the furnace. But still, we should be able to run all these machines and the AE system and not have any trouble. And I don't know if I showed breaking that block or not. I think I did. Okay, so let's continue on with advanced genetics as best we can. I've processed all the scrapings that I've gotten so far. So the next thing we need to make is this basic DNA dictionary, I believe. Let me see. Okay, we got the analyzer, basic DNA dictionary. Let's see, is this something we can read? No, I think it's just a crafting item. And that's a really high-res texture. That is awesome. Okay, so the next thing that I have on this list is a DNA extractor. Let's see. Okay. And let's put extractor in here. There we go. That's not bad. Not bad at all. So let's make a hopper. And then that. And is this thing reusable? No, it gets consumed. Okay. So you would need quite a few of those basic DNA dictionaries. Okay, so we need to put cells in the DNA extractor. So let's do that just to test it out, and we're probably not going to be able to get much further with advanced genetics right now. I think what I should be doing is learning how to make a nuclear reactor. Okay, so this one seems like it might be a little bit faster, kind of hard to tell. So we get a helix. Looks like it's got a hex code in the tooltip. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this in here for now. Okay, I'm going to stop recording and we're going to make a nuclear reactor. Still working on getting things set up to do a nuclear reactor. It requires a lot of stuff, and I've decided to go ahead and upgrade to an MFE. I did find out, or I guess rather rediscovered, that you could use Mimikite. Where? I guess it would have been under Shapeless Craft. Yeah. 1 diamond, 8 Mimikite makes 2 diamonds, so you can duplicate them. And I used up about half of my Mimikite to get enough diamonds and some spares. So I've got an MFE here. Change that script over there to connect to MFE. I put the CESU up here. I mean, there's not really any way to uncraft it that I know of, so might as well have it up there. Okay, so I got most of this changed out for gold cable, which I'm pretty sure is required to have it in MFE. Added an MV transformer here. For these machines, I gave them all transformer upgrades, which it says it only increases the input tier by 1, but instead of going from 32 to 128, Wayla says it goes up to 512 EUs per tick max power, and considering none of them have exploded yet, I guess that's true. The machines are working just fine. So one area of cable I've not changed out yet is this stuff over here. These MFR machines don't really care about EUs per tick, but I'm pretty sure the cables would burn up if I put 512 EUs per tick through them. These chickens and their egg laying. Can we have a non-egg laying chicken? Alright, so what else is there to say? I've got the thermal centrifuge made already. So that's also going to need a transformer upgrade on it. So let's see if we can make that. I think I might have the materials already. I thought I had another MV transformer in there, but maybe not. That's okay, they're pretty cheap to make. Okay, and I'm just missing the gold cable, which is made like that. Requires twice as much rubber as the 2 previous tiers. Okay, so I was going to put the thermal centrifuge here. Let's go ahead and get that upgrade in there, and let's try hooking it up. Please don't explode. That makes my heart skip a beat every time. Oh, okay, so it's got power, and it looks like it's all happy. Okay, so the reason I need this guy is to make these uranium fuel rods. You need enriched uranium nuclear fuel, which requires this kind of uranium or uranium ingots from Reactor craft, which are pretty easy to get, as well these tiny piles of uranium, which actually look more like nuggets than piles. And to get the uranium and the tiny piles, you need to put crushed uranium ore in the thermal centrifuge. Crushed uranium ore is just macerating uranium ore. And you also need a hazmat suit to handle refined uranium stuff. So I'm going to need to make that before I do anything else. And the nuclear reactor its recipe has changed quite a bit, no surprise. I think I've got most of these materials lined up already. I could probably go ahead and craft this thing, but yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Why not? Okay, so I'm going to need another advanced circuit. Pretty sure I don't have one. Generator, I believe I've already made. Haven't made these yet. Oh, got the lead plates on me. So we need 3 reactor chambers. And there we go, nuclear reactor. And I guess we'll also need to make some more reactor chambers to add on to this. But we'll just have to see. And I'll need to come up with a layout for it later. Okay, so how we doing on power? We're getting a small surplus every once in a while. Yeah, we're gaining a bit of power, not much. Okay, well, unfortunately, I have to go to bed, so I'll see how much I've got recorded on this episode, maybe tomorrow, and figure out what to do from there. 24 hours later, and we have finally made the nuclear reactor. This is the design I went with. Just requires 1 extra chamber, 4 heat vents, 4 advanced heat exchangers, and 4 overclocked heat vents, and that supports 4 regular uranium rods. If you don't know the way reactors work, for each uranium rod you have next to each other, it gives a big boost to EUs per tick. As you can see, I'm generating 60. If you had just one in there by itself, I think it would generate something like 8 to 10. But they also produce heat, which is what these other components are for. They're here to absorb the heat and disperse it. And with this setup, this reactor stays at a stable temperature of 32. It never goes up beyond that. And I don't have any protective stuff up there yet. That's, I think hardened glass will work, and I made about a stack of that. Lost 1 block somewhere, I'm not sure where. So let's see, we are gaining about 60 EUs per tick total, so without the reactor we're using about the same amount of power that we are producing. Okay, so I know that there's something else that we can make called the radioisotope thermoelectric generator. And this thing is actually pretty cheap looking, but I don't know all the details on this. As you can see, its power output is pretty low. I think it uses... let me see if I can find it. No. I think it might be the MOX fuel is what it uses. I'm not sure, which is, I think, made out of plutonium. Plutonium and uranium. So I'll have to look into that later after we get some more materials to work with. And let's see. Still processing some more uranium here. And got tons of it here. Unfortunately, I put in the regular crushed at first, and I didn't realize that actually gives you something like 1 or 2 less of the big uranium and 1 less of the little. So it only gives you 1 of the little ones instead of 2, as you can see. So you definitely want to run it through the ore washer first. Wow, this was just so much work to get it going, but it's going to produce a pretty good amount of power for us. And you can go really crazy with these nuclear reactors. I think there's setups that generate hundreds of EUs per tick. This one's generating 60. So there's definitely lots of room for improvement, and you unlock these additional columns by adding these reactor chambers all around the reactor, and you can right click on these to access the reactor. So basically just cover it up entirely with the reactor chambers to get the full GUI. And I'm sure you can find reactor layouts online that are safe. If you're willing to do something more risky, you can get clever and have like a timer that controls the nuclear reactor, let it run for a while, then cool off. And of course I've got a teleporter going down there. I thought that'd be pretty easy. Alright, so I'm not sure what else to say. I'm probably going to call this the end of the episode. It was already 26 minutes last I looked, and I'm adding more minutes on here. So we'll do more advanced genetics later. I did actually get some cells here from some Lycanites mobs, and I'm not sure what those do, if anything. I guess we'll find out eventually. And eventually. Oh, these chickens. It feels so weird because I haven't recorded in nearly 24 hours, and now here I am about to say goodbye, and I'm drawing it out like a fool. Alright, so thank you for watching, and I guess if we wanted to, we could put this back. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I just hit 30 subscribers, which is awesome. A lot more than I ever thought I would have. And leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. I hear that's helpful. I honestly don't know for sure. I assume it can't hurt. And I will see you next time.